Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to record a receipt from one of your customers and allocate it against one of the sales invoices that it would be outstanding on your Freeagent software. So here we are on the dashboard. To do this, we move our cursor up to the banking menu item, click on that. We're then presented with all our bank accounts, all our petty cash tins, etc. So to record something, for example, in the main business current account, if we click on business current account here, and then what we do is we move up to the right hand side and click on the more menu item and click add transaction. This will then get you through to the main transaction screen of this receipt, and we just work through the fields basically and just choose whichever option is more applicable to the transaction in question. So in this instance, we're going to say one of our customers, B Customer Limited, has paid their invoice off. So if we choose the first option here, we're presented with quite a few different items. So because we're doing customer receipts, we're interested in money in. So we could have an invoice receipt, which is what this is. We could just record a sale and just post that straight to the P&L rather than raising an invoice. It could be money from another bank account. So rather than recording it as a sale, it's actually transferring it, say for example, from the petty cash tin to our main bank account. It could be a refund that we've got back from a supplier. And also we could have got a refund back from a supplier, but if that was a credit note on our system, for example. And some of the other options here, so it could be money in from a director. So if the director's put £1,000 into the bank just for cash flow reasons, we could just mark it against their account. It could also be money that we received for selling an asset. So Freeagent's very good in terms of estimating your corporation tax liability. So in this instance, if you mark off that you've sold this particular asset for X, it would work out any gain or loss and sort of tweak your CT600 accordingly to try and estimate your corporation tax. So very useful if you have sold an asset to use that particular option there. And then other money in, for example, just generic ways of getting money in. So it just doesn't apply to any of these others, just other money in. But as mentioned, we've received money from B Customer Limited, so I'm going to choose invoice receipt. Then it defaults to the day of entry. So if this happened, say for example yesterday, we could choose the 7th. And what you could do here is if you know what the amount is that's come into the bank, we could type that in there. Alternatively, if you've not seen your bank statement and you know they've paid, but you can't remember how much they've paid, let's just leave that blank for the time being and choose the invoice that it refers to. So, for example, B Customer Limited has an invoice outstanding of £2,500. So if I'd have put £1,200 in then, it would have only paid down, almost half of the invoice. So if I choose B Customer Limited, I know the invoice is £2,500. So now I know to type £2,500 there. Alternatively, if you were going from your bank statements, you would know it was £2,500, or if it was a part payment, just £1,200, for example. And then, because this is the only example we're doing, create and finish is fine to save that report, save that transaction. If we were going through this and doing batch receipts, actually entering quite a bit of information, we could click create and add another. So we just get back to this screen and just keep going through it time and time again. But for this example, it's just create and finish. Once done, it will take you back to like the bank statement that's inside Freeagent. And then what I could do is, rather than sort of drilling down on that, I could click banking again, and you will hopefully see that it gives you a visual of your bank account balance. So it says at the beginning of September it was £200, and at the end of September so far it is £2,700 because we've received that extra £2,500 there, which is represented down here. So hope that helped, guys. Feel free to watch the upload or the importing of the bank statement. That's a much more efficient way of recording receipts because it's less data entry orientated. But certainly for one-offs, or if you just like doing things manually, this is the way to record a bank receipt on Freeagent. Thanks for watching.